Considers what to do about classes as the coronavirus spreads, plus what plunging oil prices means for Oklahoma, and how can you safely clean your iPhone during the COVID-19 outbreak? This is OU Nightly. Thanks for joining us for OU Nightly. I'm Madissen Lewis.
And I'm Dylan Rivera. We begin tonight with the very latest on the coronavirus. Tonight, a second case of coronavirus has been confirmed in Oklahoma. The person infected is in the Tulsa area and had been traveling overseas. As the entire country of Italy remains shut down due to the virus, we now know these new numbers from the World Health Organization. 5 new countries have reported cases of COVID-19. 45 states in the U.S. now have confirmed cases, for a total of over 100,000 cases worldwide. The director of the World Health Organization says there's a very real threat of a pandemic. Here on the OU campus, students are hearing that preparations are being made to hold virtual classes for at least 2 weeks after spring break. OU Nightly's Tevis Hillis is live outside Evans Hall in Norman. She has the latest on if the university has made this call.
Early this afternoon, an email was sent out by President Ehrhardt to the OU community. It said that students should be hearing back soon about if campus will be closed after spring break. Now, the university deans met here, and we were there. The OU Director of Media Relations says it's a regular scheduled meeting, but higher-ranking leaders who cannot appear on camera said it was anything but regular. Will the university be online after spring break? All of the talk about a new post-spring break world began after an email leaked. It was a college dean talking about the university plans. OU leadership has been in regular meetings since Thursday. It then said leadership will be making a decision within the next 48 hours. As the university's Board of Regents meet today inside the Bazell Library, will they discuss the options the school has due to the virus? That is not listed on the agenda. But the university administration tell us the regents are well aware of the university's contingencies. Shortly after the coronavirus cases were reported in the United States, the Dean of Public Health at the Health and Sciences Center said,
"We're dealing with this and in discussion day-to-day basis, following it as it evolves. It's moving very fast in terms of the information, and the CDC, we're following their guidance." And
so what is a student to do? Well, follow the recommendations from the CDC.
The best way to protect is wash, cover your cough, stay indoors, don't go out into large areas like parties.
Now, obviously, this is a fluid situation, but we're going to work and dig to find more information about what you should know before heading out to spring break. Outside Evans Hall, Tevis Hillis, OU Nightly.
Thank you, Tevis. And with OU's reaction in mind, we now turn to the reaction from cruise lines and governments. Audrey Goodson joins us in the News Center with more.
Thanks, Dylan. Universities from coast to coast are preparing to take their classes online due to growing coronavirus concerns. Several universities announced that they will not be returning to class for up to a 14-day period after spring break. A few of the universities that have already announced their classes will move online include Harvard, NYU, and Ohio State University. In addition to the cancellation of classes around the U.S. campuses, many study abroad programs are also sending students home early. And 21 passengers aboard a cruise ship have tested positive for the coronavirus. Of the 3,500 passengers on the Grand Princess cruise ship, 26 of them are citizens of Oklahoma. Passengers aboard the cruise ship are disembarking in San Francisco to be closely monitored. Travelers without symptoms of the virus will be able to return home to quarantine. However, due to the link between cruises and the coronavirus, Americans are being urged not to travel by cruise ship for the time being. And United States government officials are not only dealing with coronavirus concerns for the public, but are at risk themselves. The coronavirus was a hot topic during the House Democratic Caucus meeting this morning. Government officials were advised by an attending physician to avoid touching when greeting other people. Instead of shaking hands, the physician referenced the hand gesture from Star Trek. In spite of all the concerns, President Trump will not be tested for the virus after coming in contact with exposed lawmakers. Also, popular game shows such as Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune are recording programs without live audiences indefinitely to limit the spread of COVID-19.
Thanks, Audrey. And today, graduating seniors lined up in the Union to pick up their regalia for the big day. Nightly's Miranda Mahmood reports that seniors are getting ready for an event that could get postponed or even canceled.
Senior students are looking forward to their graduation just 60 days from now. However, after recent international coronavirus outbreaks, the university will potentially place students under a 2-week quarantine, since many of them plan on traveling this spring break. However, many students are still excited to prepare for the big day, although the quarantine could interfere with classes. Some are nervous, but still look forward to what comes next.
There's gonna be that day where I finally wake up and realize, like, oh, I did it. Like, I have my diploma now. Like, I'm good. Like, I can go on with my life.
Because of graduation quickly approaching, some are not looking forward to the extra 2 weeks off of school.
Sad? I don't know. I kind of like school.
It's just kind of scary because it's March, but I'm excited. Excited and scared.
Until the official call is announced, students are making the most of their time while they're still here and are excited for receiving their diploma and entering the next chapter of their life. Miranda Mahmood, OU Nightly.
Students are still able to grab their caps and gowns in the Union over the next few days. We are closely monitoring OU's decision on the remainder of the semester, and we'll bring that information to you as soon as it is released.
Well, it's been sunny outside today, but we could see that change before the weekend.
Jack Maney joins us with how soon we could see some rainfall. Jack?
Thank you, guys. Right now outside, it has been a just absolutely gorgeous day outside. It's right now 72 degrees here in Norman. A little bit warmer off to the west in Guyman. Out there in the Panhandle, 78 degrees, a few 60s off to the north and northeast, but it has just been one of those beautiful early spring kind of days out there. But as we all know, springtime, as springtime comes in, we start to see chances for severe weather start to pop up, and we're looking at one of those for tonight. There's a marginal risk of severe weather. That's a risk level 1 out of 5 for northeastern Oklahoma, Tulsa, Miami. There's a slight chance of some severe thunderstorms tonight. So we're going to tell you about all of the timing on those severe thunderstorms, more rain chances coming up later this week, and a cool off. We'll have all that coming up in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Jack. And that tank of gas you got may have been a little cheaper than usual, but we'll tell you how that could have a major effect on the state of Oklahoma.
Plus, 365 delegates are on the line tonight. Find out what a win could mean for the candidates still left in the Democratic race.
Welcome back to OU Nightly. Joining the volatile stock market are plunging oil prices. While it's good news for drivers focused on gas prices, which are falling, it's not so good for oil companies, and that's bad news for states like Oklahoma and Texas that are home to many different oil companies.
The investment community, and especially the energy industry, hates uncertainty. We like kind of knowing, understanding what the rules are, understanding what the response of the government is going to be within some range of options.
May be Oklahoma's state budget, which depends on taxes from oil and the salaries of oil industry employees.
And I know we all are just starting to recover from last week's election, but today marks a second Super Tuesday. OU Nightly's politics reporter Taitum Wilson tells us who's voting and what we could learn from today.
Michigan, Idaho, Mississippi, Missouri, North Dakota, and Washington all have their primaries today. After Elizabeth Warren dropped out of the race following a disappointing performance last week, the race for the Democratic presidential nomination has come down to Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders, and today's results could reveal a clear frontrunner. Right now, Biden holds the lead with 77 more delegates than Sanders, but today 365 more are up for grabs. Being the most delegate-rich state in today's election, Michigan is in the spotlight, and Sanders is hoping for a big victory to surge him ahead of Biden. He won the state over Hillary Clinton in 2016. But Biden's coming into today's round of primaries with a few campaign boosts. He had the unexpected victory on Super Tuesday, but he's also solidified a few more endorsements. Former presidential candidates Kamala Harris and Cory Booker are backing the former vice president.
Stand with me right now in the name of healing. Will you stand with me right now in the name of light? Will you stand with me for a statesman?
Polls tonight will begin to close at 7 p.m. Washington State is dealing with one of the largest coronavirus outbreaks in the country as they head into today's primary. So state officials say they're feeling fortunate that Washington does all their voting by snail mail. Officials are still reminding voters not to lick their ballot envelopes and instead use water. Also today, Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden canceled rallies in Cleveland, Ohio due to coronavirus concerns. Ohio, Arizona, Florida, and Illinois are the next round of primary states. They vote a week from today. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Taitum. And as the coronavirus continues to spread, many people are wondering how they can keep their mobile devices germ-free. Stay with us to find out what you can do to disinfect your cell phone.
And it's possible we could be seeing some rain soon. Jack, what's the latest?
That's right. We've got rain chances coming in tonight. We'll let you know where the rain will fall, and more rain chances coming up this week. Coming up on the other side of that break. Welcome back to OU Nightly. We're taking a look outside at our Oklahoma City camera, taking a look at the Chesapeake Energy Arena down there. It's been a really nice day outside today. We're sitting with sunny skies, 70 degrees, and a pretty gentle breeze out of the south-southeast at 15 miles per hour. It's been one of those beautiful early March days. You make sure you want to get outside and enjoy it while you can, because we got some big changes coming up. Right now across the state, though, it's still beautiful. We got 60s off to the north and some 70s out west, almost cracking 80 out there in Guyman today. A little toasty out there. So for our future radar, we're going to be watching a round of storms move into tonight, especially across northeastern Oklahoma. This complex of storms will roll across, and they will mostly graze northeastern Oklahoma, Miami, Tulsa. You guys are the ones under the gun for this one tonight. There is a marginal risk of severe weather. There could be some gusty winds and hail, but I don't think this is going to be a big problem. They will probably stay away from the Oklahoma City metro area tonight, and then they'll be gone by tomorrow morning. We've got clouds moving in for tomorrow. It's going to be another warm day for tomorrow, but a little bit cloudier than it was. Those thunderstorm chances are going to be off towards the northeast. And towards Miami, the guys off in northeast Oklahoma have the best chance tonight. But going forward into the rest of the week, we have another big chance of rain coming in. We've got these storms that will, showers and thunderstorms, possibly a few rumbles of thunder will move in overnight, Thursday night into Friday morning, and we will have a big shield of rain move all across the state Friday throughout the day and on Saturday. It looks like it's going to be kind of a washout for those couple of days, and then there's going to be even more rain chances coming up later in the week. But for our future rainfall totals, mostly we see that little bit of bit showing up tonight, and then all that fills in towards the south and east for Thursday, Friday, and into Saturday. We could see upwards of an inch of rain down in the areas, especially southeastern Oklahoma, where the highest totals fall. So for our lows tonight, 59 degrees here in Norman. It's going to be a pretty mild night, and then another warm day tomorrow, 73 degrees, 75 in Oklahoma City. And then for our two-day forecast, after we get through these next couple of days, it's going to be pretty good. We start to see big rain chances fill in, 80% chance of rain on Friday, 70% on Saturday, and then thunderstorm chances start to build in for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Right now, the details are still pretty unclear on those storms, but it looks like we could have a bit of a severe weather threat coming up for the first part of our spring break. So I want to make sure that we're weather aware going forward into that.
Well, Jack, I am hoping that I get to wear my rain boots to class on Friday. I've been waiting to break those bad boys out. That's what I'm ready for.
All right.
Yeah, starting off spring break with some weather, right?
Oh, yeah. It's something exciting to talk about.
Right.
Thanks, Jack. And in the midst of the coronavirus, many are wondering how you can safely clean your cell phone. Health officials say the disease can live on glass, metal, and plastic surfaces for more than a week. Apple says it's okay to use disinfecting wipes and 70% isopropyl alcohol on its products, including iPhones or iPads. The Wall Street Journal tested the theory by wiping an iPhone nearly 1,100 times and said the coating of the phone was, quote, still in good condition, end quote. Most of other brands should be okay too.
Well, we mentioned earlier the impacts of the coronavirus on schools and governments, but how has it impacted the sports world? Caroline Grace has the latest.
That's right. OU Athletics is taking many precautions in the midst of this virus. We'll check out how athletes are handling this outbreak. It's the best part of the day. Sports is next. The Nightly. Have you heard enough about the coronavirus? While students across campus await the decision on whether or not to hold off on school after spring break, we have learned that the football team has been told to be ready for an extended break from seeing their friends in the classroom. Coach Lincoln Riley has this to say concerning his players in the midst of the virus.
We had several guys that were going to go to a study abroad trip out of the country that's been canceled or potentially moved back into the States. We've had several guys that have canceled travel plans that were planning to go out of the country. So no, it's a concerning time, you know, and the last thing you want is, you know, something to change and a border to get shut down or a player to be exposed or not able to get back here. So yeah, we're monitoring it, educating our guys, you know, again, credit to our administration, everybody for kind of being on the front end of it.
But what about those in-season sports? Well, looks like OU softball is doing everything they can to stay clean. Batter up, but first, sanitize. And pro sports have finally found a way to get rid of the media. The NHL, NBA, MLB, and MLS have banned media from coming into the locker room, just trying to lower any spread of COVID-19. Let's just hope that when everything's said and done, this is not something permanent. But the effects of the virus don't stop there. Take a look at some of the cancellations going on around the world. The Ivy League will not be playing their conference tournament and awarded Yale, their regular season champs, the title. There will also be no fans allowed at La Liga soccer games, and the International Judo Federation has canceled all Olympic qualifying events through April. And for Oklahoma men's basketball, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Two guys have really stepped up this past week, and the Big 12 noticed. Senior Christian Doolittle is now first team All Big 12, rightfully deserved after all he's put in for the Sooners, and his teammate Austin Reeves was named Big 12 Player of the Week after dropping 41 points against TCU. And the star athletes don't stop on the court. Baseball also claims a Big 12 Athlete of the Week. But get this, he is a freshman, y'all. Third baseman Peyton Graham was accountable for 2 stolen bases, 2 runs batted in, 2 home runs, and 3 hits. Now, as for Peyton and his team, Sooners are currently warming up as we speak. They are across the river getting ready to take on UT Arlington down in Texas. OU moved up to number 13 in the rankings this past week after winning the series against San Diego State. And another Sooners sport is also hitting the road. The track and field team heads out to Albuquerque tomorrow for the NCAA Indoor Championships. Now tonight, I want to introduce you to a name you're going to want to know, Paige Buchers, and she is the real deal. She is ranked number 1 in high school girls basketball and committed to UConn, but where else would a 5-star recruit go other than the pinnacle of women's basketball? Some have even compared her playing to Steph Curry. Now, how about that for a day of sports and to wrap it all up with some girl power?
Yeah, I'm sure Gino REM is excited to see her in a Huskies uniform.
Oh,
right?
I bet.
Thank you, Kayla.
That's awesome.
If you ever wanted to sleep next to elephants, now's your chance.
Stay with us to find out how a resort in Thailand is making this a reality. I'm Shannon Ehrhardt with a coronavirus update. Breaking news from the White House. Vice President Pence spoke about expanding testing availability for the coronavirus, where testing will be available at all state labs within more than 4 million being available ASAP. President Trump wants to make sure we know that testing is available to everyone and that it won't be expensive. Now, all major healthcare insurance companies agreed to waive all copays and encourage telemedicine. Pence said the health insurance industry is stepping forward and no American should be concerned about affording a coronavirus test. Now, payroll tax relief and that hourly workers will be provided the resources and paid leave if they've been exposed to the virus. And N95 masks will be sold to hospitals so that workers are properly protected as well. Finally, Pence spoke about making cruise lines safer to ensure that no one in our vulnerable population is going out on a cruise in the near future. That's all for now. Back to you guys. Thank you, Shannon. And for just $563, you can sleep next to elephants. A resort in Thailand has introduced jungle bubbles where you can sleep just a few feet from 3 female elephants.
The bubble comes with air conditioning, a king-size bed, and a small bathroom. Jack, you might want to find a bubble for this weekend, wouldn't you? Because it's going to be coming down hard.
That's right. We've got a big rain event coming in on Friday and Saturday, and then more severe possible for early next week. It's going to be a little bit touch and go, a little bit exciting possibly for your weather. You want to make sure that you are weather aware going into the start of spring break.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jack. And that's all we have for this Tuesday night edition of OU Nightly, brought to you by the Gaylord College of Journalism and Mass Communication.
We'll see you back here tomorrow night live at 4:30.
From all of us in front of and behind the camera, have a great evening.
Good night.